How's it going? Wooden Spoon Supercoach here, home of the worst Supercoach advice on the internet. We had an interesting start to the rising prize pool. So the comment that got picked was from Metamorphosis 007. He picked Warriors win, Panthers win, no luck there. Then he picked Stone Street try and Eisenhuth try, no luck there. Except Eisenhuth didn't play, so it got voided. So I've just added it to the pool. Another $5, and we'll just do that with voided bets in the future. And realistically, this is probably going to happen again in the trials, with players being able to be punted on but then don't end up playing. If you want to try and use that as a strategy, go for it. I'm here for a loophole if you want to just guarantee that $5 increase or whatever the bet amount happens to be. But yeah, could have gone worse. Could have got 4 red crosses, but we got a void, and it's basically a win for us. We have a fair bit to cover today. We've got the teams list for the trials and the All-Stars game. So there's going to be a fair bit for us to bet on. I can't be bothered to make up graphics for every single game yet, because I have a life to live. But we'll move over to the draw now. Starting off with the Raiders and the Sharks, I had a quick peek at this team's list on the way home from work. And something I noticed that worries me a bit, considering that this looks to be a fairly high-strength squad, is no Big Red at all. Not in the reserves, which is strange. Maybe Ricky is just saving his absolute best player for Vegas, but yeah, that's a bit of a concern. Tamale's back in the squad. Again, he is a trap. Albert Hopewadi is only ruling himself out for the Vegas game. Then he's back in. You're not going to get a cash rise out of Tamale unless he absolutely brains it and manages to push out either Xavier Savage or Hopewadi, who's more likely, but I seriously doubt it. Got Ethan Strange in at 6. That'll be a good watch. Stone Street's made it in again, which is cool. For Katoa over Mulatalo, which I didn't expect, considering that Mulatalo was the one they were trying to palm off to the Broncos. Anyway, Trindle and Hines in the halves. There was a bit of hope that Hines would get named at 6, and he still could in round 1 because we want him to get that 5'8" duel, so that we can just imagine just being able to go Hines, Metcalf. I don't want to think about 5'8" anymore. It would be glorious. We got Fanua Blake in, so we get to have a look at him. I don't know that the minute output isn't going to be super indicative of what's going to happen for him in the regular season, because, you know, they play Vegas. They're not going to want him to go 2 balls to the walls too early. Smithies and Nicholson made it back in, which is good. Nicholson seems to be the guy who is the safest out of all those forwards getting a go. But in saying that, the 3 Martins have all been named in the reserves, so see what happens with them. Over at the Sharks, I don't think any of these guys are too Supercoach relevant. Hazelton on the interchange. It's kind of crazy that the Sharks can take off Fanua Blake and replace him with Hazelton. If I were you guys, I'd be putting an anytime try scorer on one of those 2 guys in the comments. So we'll have a quick look at the ins and outs just to see if I have forgotten anyone. Hudson Young, if he's looking fit and firing, he could actually be a gun option. He surprised me with his average last year of 70, which is wild. Weeks in at fullback. Yep, we'll move on. We will move on. Knights and Eels. Will Price at fullback. Okay. Wow. I would have thought they'd put Fletcher Sharp back there, but they also want him at 6. Who the fuck knows what's going on at the Knights, man? Like, honestly, jumble up these names and throw them back onto the screen in any order and they could run out that way. Like, the coach needs to just fucking pick and stick. It's a bit of a piss take now. Anyone else here relevant for the Knights? Greg the Leg. There's a few people picking him as a sort of mid-gun option. James Schiller on the wing. I'm not sure what his price is, but he could be a watch. Cogger at 7 could be a watch. Volkman, Brown. Yeah, are we really looking at many of these guys other than Iongi? Maybe Jake Tuggo, but it's kind of water under the bridge until we get to round 1. Brodie Jones, Jaden Brayley, Thomas Kant. Yes, he can. He's been named. Kai Piss-Paul. I wonder if he'll score a try this year and fucking give the rugby league guru an erection. Did he score last year at all? I don't think he did. Anyway. Brendan Hands with a... I don't know if either of Sam Tuivati or Tony Matele. Hope I got that right. I don't know if either of them are dummy halves, but this could be an indication of Brendan Hands being an 80-minute hooker, which I will be putting in my team if Paddy doesn't get in. I love Paddy. I'm such a fan of him. I've only watched him play for under 80 minutes, and I love the guy. Why is Tyrone Thompson in caps lock there? Normally when there's a star underneath, they tell you what the star is. If anyone knows what that means, chuck it down below. Maybe it's he just transferred or something. Are there any guys relevant here? Not by the look. Oh, there's Cody Hopwood, Mr. Chopwood. I would like to see him get a go because I like saying Chopwood. I haven't seen any of these names before, except for Joey Lussick. Cool, moving on. Cowboys, Dolphins. Kurt Donahue. Jeez, all right. We're getting some younger guys getting a run here. Jackson Paulo is relevant. Robert Derby is very relevant. McKaylee. Lawton. Yeah. I remember I was high on Lawton because I thought that Robson was going to the Roosters this year, but it's next year, so maybe Lawton is a target next year, or he's only an injury away from getting time, so keep an eye on that. Kai O'Donnell. I'm not really seeing much Supercoach relevant stuff here. Nah, moving on. Any cheapy potential? Doesn't look like it. Moving on. Warriors Storm. Farlongo at fullback. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. I'm so keen to see that. I had Farlongo last year at just the best time possible. He was scoring a lot of 80s and stuff. A few low scores, but I think I managed to actually put the reserve on him at the right time. Tuipuki's named. I thought he was injured. Or maybe it was just a very minor injury. Tuivasa-Sheck on the wing, which with Tuipuki back at fullback and then Roger still on the wing, I like that. RTS stock's going up. Edward Cossey, Tamari Martin, Luke Metcalf. Oh my god. Oh, Luke Metcalf could get a duel as well. It's not as handy because we don't want to clog up the halfback spot with 5'8", but that flexibility is nice. Farlongo, not too much relevance here. Wishart, if one of the halves go down, or... Yeah, I love Wishart. He's another one that was massive for me last year. I managed to get on him before everyone else, and it was huge. We get a look at Stefano. Joe Jans made it again. He's in my never again basket, I'm afraid. That was pain. Voimunga starting. So maybe Aaron Clark isn't the slam dunk and we can go for the cheaper option there. Bunty Afoa made it again. Bunty Afoa actually had the most tackles last week, and now he's starting. It is just a trial, but you know, I'm seeing the reserves here. Morgan Harper. Oh, trauma. Fucking hell. That was a day. Tough day at Brookie Oval that day. Dylan Walker was incredible last week. I don't know what he's priced at, but I don't really see him being an option. But if he's like even a little bit of an option, there could be some pod potential there. The rest of these names, Not seeing too much relevance. Freddie Lussick there. Harris Tavita in the reserves. Jet Cleary in the reserves. So it looks like we're not going to get a look at Jet Cleary. Not this week, at least. Cool. Here we go. Manly. Hopewadi at fullback. Get in. I'm so hyped for this game. Lehigh, we all know he's a gun. Vega, he's like a little pit bull on the wing. It's kind of like not quite a Sevo, but someone who just turns himself into a wrecking ball to get over the try line. Aaron Schopp, journeyman, still young. Be cool to see him get some minutes. Jake Arthur, from what I've heard, he's training the house down. He obviously is not close to getting a start as of now, but I do really think leaving the Eels was good for him. And yeah, he's good depth, but we do have Joey Walsh and Anthony Large. Still a fair way away, but they look the goods. So I think he might have just accepted that he's a depth signing there. Jai Gray at fullback. Jai Gray's too good to not have in the team, but he's not good enough to push someone out to make it in, if that makes sense. So obviously Trell's your fullback. Then you've got Cam Murray and what am I saying? Campbell Graham. I'm having a brain fart on the outside backs for the Rabbitohs right now, but there isn't a spot for him, which sucks. I think he could be a really good pickup for another club. Fletcher Myers, Isaiah Tass. Yeah, fuck it. Put Jai Gray in instead of Tass. Problem solved. Jamie Humphries, I'm a little bit salty about him leaving Manly. He looks fucking shredded. And if he kills it, it's going to hurt me. Dodds at the 7. I hope Dodd's stocks are good. I'm not looking at going a cheapie at halfback now. But it's good to have him there as an option, because other than Sandon, who most people will have at dummy half, not really a thing. Speaking of dummy half, Marmazelis, it'd be good to see how he goes, being one of the most highly owned hookers. Not seeing many other names here in a Supercoach sense. Kidding. Paseka. I think Paseka has room to rise in value this year. He's been, I want to say steadily getting better, but I feel like his progression is a little bit slow, but that's fine. He's a fucking giant. I think last year he started to realise that he was a fucking giant. So maybe this year he comes in with a bit more confidence. I quite like the Paseka pick. Anyone else here? No. Moving on to the Broncos Titans. Hayes Perham at fullback. A bunch of names I haven't seen. Deloise Hoyter. How do you say that? Shibasaki. That's a fucking sick name. I like that. Deloise Hoyter, Demariner. Billy Walters at 6. Jock Madden at 7. Trials feel like a fever dream sometimes. Like, what am I looking at right now? Jalen de Groot, Alan Fitzgibbon, Jojo Fafita. Kind of mad that Jojo Fafita and Philip Sammy are like kind of pushed out of the main squad. They are two guns. Maybe not both of them get pushed out, but there isn't room for both of them. AJ at 6, Foran at 7. Des Hasler's pulled his head out of his ass and realised, hey, let's not have our probably the most experienced player in the NRL on the fucking bench. Get it together, mate. Get it together. Brendan Piakura. I think with how badly he shit the bed last year with like injury and everything, I think that might scare people off him a bit, which would make him a cheapie pod. And with the kick up the arse the Broncos are going to be getting, could see some shit from him. Takura, also relevant. I'll be keeping an eye on him. Kobe Black has wraps. I would like to see him. Cleese Haas, Isaac Fasumalawi, we've seen these guys before. Jamie Jolliffe, Verrills. I think that's all the relevance we've got to go through there. Yep, that'll do. Next one, Bulldogs and Tigers. A lot of relevance in here. Well, I can't say that with absolute certainty, but there's, particularly in the Tigers, a lot of people are going to have a lot of players. Taff, Wilson, Luke Smith. That's a write-off for the first 7 at the Bulldogs. Don't really care about any of them. Heath Mason, Jarrell Skelton, I'm keen to get a look at. He's in my team at the moment. Solomona Fatape, Felady, Lob, Galvin, and Latu Fainu at 7. That'll be an interesting watch, because I don't think we're going to see much of him at 7 throughout the year. Talon De Silva at 9. I'm pretty sure last year he killed it as well in the trials, but being behind Coruscant, that's not an easy jersey to get. Not seeing Sione Fainu, he's relevant. He could be a good little mid option. Jamin Salmon, Lipboy, Hotboy, Harry Hayes, Sam Hughes, option from last year. Not sure what he's priced at. I don't think he got heaps of minutes. I can't imagine he's too much higher than 300 or 400k. Sluka Fafita, yeah, not as much relevance here as I thought. None there. Yeah, we'll move on. But I'm keen to see Skelton, Fainu, and Galvin to an extent. He's just great to watch. Dragons, Roosters, Gutho. Oh god, that's just, it looks so weird, doesn't it? Seeing Gutho. Ugh. I still can't believe the Eels did him dirty like that. Like, the guy's all ticker. And they say they need X Factor. It's like, yeah, you can't teach X Factor, but you also can't teach ticker. You've either got it or you don't. Anyway, irrelevant. Moving on, Ethan King, who's that? Don't know. Oh, wait. Wait. No, not a fullback. Dominic Young. Alright. First one of the season. Nawaka Nitawasi. Smashed it. Robert Toya. Hock Toya in at centre. Sandon. This is pretty much what we expected outside of Ethan King, I suppose. But yep. Another Sione Fainau. Moses Sulis. Val Holmes. He's a watch. Flanagan and Ilias in the halves. God, are the Roosters going to get towelled up? It won't be a toweling up, but the Dragons have definitely named a stronger squad. Forwards for the Dragons, Toby Couchman, Damien Cook, he's a look. He could, if he's doing kind of like like pre-impact minutes, so he's on for a little bit, and then Jacob Little comes on for impact, Damien Cook is going to bottom out quickly. And I don't know about Jacob Little's injury history, but saying that out loud, I feel like he does have a bit of an injury history. So say Little goes down and Cook's bottomed out, everyone will be getting him. So just keep that in mind for a couple of months into the season. Emre Gula, I actually don't mind him as an option. I heard, was it Tim Williams talking about it? Probably, he talks about it a lot. But yeah, he sold me on him. Jaden Sewer, again, he's a gun, but it's just like, it's tough with the Dragons, because are they going to shit the bed? It's just, if I had to guess where they were going to finish, I would put them anywhere. I don't see them playing finals, but pretty much anywhere in the bottom 9. They could come last, they could come 9th. Neither would surprise me. Another Eisenhuth, if we want to bet on him again and try to actually get it this time. Roman Fatala Mariner. I'm just saying names at this point, Jake. Actually analyse, bruh. Nafahu White, he's a huge watch. Spencer Lenu, he's a huge watch. Sua Wong is a huge watch. These guys, at the start of last year, there was a bunch of cheap / mid second row forwards that got injured, and it fucked everybody except me because I didn't pick any of them. And I'm kind of getting shades of that again here with White, Lenu, and Wong. Yes, there's so many minutes to be filled at the Roosters. I think pick one, don't pick three. If you're going to pick two, it's a bit more of a risk. But yeah, just don't pick all three. It does not go well. A few names I haven't seen much of there, except for Xavier Butler. What do we got down here? This guy, Loko Pacifici Tonga. A lot of raps about him, and I think I actually got him in my team because he's got a bit of an ownership going in Supercoach. Ravalawa. That's all we've got to say about these guys. And that's it. Let's move on to the All-Stars. So for the bets, I'm just going to let you comment whatever bet you want. It can be the trial match, it can be this match, whatever you want. If you want to multi something, just specify that it's a multi. Go for it. Go crazy. Let's see what happens. Rightio. We've got Latrell serving his suspension. Fucking slimy fuck. Good on him. I said I was here for a loophole before, so I can't switch it up now. Anyway, this is going to be a sick game. Hamaso Tabuai-Fidow versus Kalen Ponga. Munro versus Warbrick. Brian Kelly versus Gagai. This is just going to be a great watch. Not much, zero Supercoach relevance here outside of anyone getting injured. Keen to see Peru get a go. He looked pretty good. But yeah, here's the names. I'm not going to analyze this too much because it doesn't have anything to do with Supercoach, but you can bet on these guys. You can bet on a winner, line, whatever you want. Go crazy. Was that all I had to say for this video? Oh, of course. I recorded my reaction to last week's games yesterday, so I'll drop that in here. I tell you what, coming out of the trials, I wasn't expecting to be excited by two hookers of all positions, and I've got one of them in my team, but my God, Jaden Beryl and Owen Paddy absolutely killed it. Jaden Beryl set up 2 tries, the only 2 tries. Owen Paddy scored 2 in 3 minutes. It was, what was it, like 44 Supercoach points in 3 minutes or something? He's straight into my team because he's made a statement, and if, like, the hookers at the Raiders are just like, they're not bad, they're not exciting. I suppose Danny Levi scores tries and stuff, but I reckon this kid could get a run, so he's in my team already. I did have the graphic for the Sharks and Waz, but I forgot to fucking save it from last video, so I'm just looking at it from last video. Sharks anyway, only person I had highlighted was Sam Stone Street. In hindsight, Jaden Beryl should have been highlighted in fucking green. Wow, he could really be something. I forget who the dummy half is for the Sharks, so I'm not sure who he is behind, but you know, he's only an injury away from getting a start, so if he comes into contention, I'll definitely be buying him. From the Waz, Tuivasa-Sheck, Metcalf did have the goal kicking. He's entering must-have territory now, I think. He also looked very good. I actually had internet problems watching this game, so I probably in total watched about 20 minutes, so I didn't really get to keep track of minutes, and the stats on the NRL app are also quite shit. But yeah, other than Luke Metcalf, I can't tell you the minutes of Voimunga and Clark, sorry about that, but Metcalf, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, he's a must-have. Anyway, moving on to Penrith and the Raiders. Casey won the battle, unfortunately, between him and his brother, in my opinion, which is a shame. So I don't see Jesse McLean getting picked unless there's some loyalty from Ivan there from before he got injured. But yeah, I don't think his stocks are looking too great. Jack Cole, realistically, he's not getting into the team. I mean, he might, but IPAP, I feel like I didn't see him much. I don't think he played badly, I think I might have just been focusing on too many. Well, to be fair, I was focusing on the Raiders. Chevy Stewart had a really good game. Jed Stewart, did okay, I suppose. But Owen Paddy and the forwards they made statements as well, and I think they're going to get I think they're guaranteed some minutes off the back of that performance. Chevy, so what? Weeks is meant to play fullback. Does he get pushed to, I don't know, 14? I don't know, but if I was Ricky, I'd be giving Chevy and Owen Paddy and pretty much all of these guys highlighted, minus Jed Stewart, but yeah. I think the stocks of all these guys have gone up massively, and it's only been the first week of trials, so sweet. We are done. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate yous. Don't forget to leave your comments. Whatever bet you want, whatever game you want. It doesn't even have to be fucking rugby league. Just put a bet down there. Whatever. I don't care. Let's just get that prize pool rising. Sick. A bit of a disjointed start to this channel in terms of like video schedule and stuff. With the 2 games last week and then the like 10 games this week, it's kind of hard to get a bit of a routine going, but it should get a bit smoother now. I will be uploading Tuesdays and Thursdays and maybe Sundays in the regular season, so we'll get into the routine and we'll get this going a bit smoother. Sick. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate yous all. Hooroo.